Guys, welcome to B Sports Picks. Yesterday we were on a 9-0 run, and that actually hit for us. We're currently on a 10-0 run. I have another very strong parlay in the NBA. They've been hitting extremely good for us. Like I said, we're on a 10-0 run. So if you haven't done so, make sure you get the free picks. I gave away the pick yesterday. It was a -7.5 on the Thunder and a -4.5 on the Lakers. They ended up winning by 10 plus for the Thunder, and they ended up winning by 20 plus for the Lakers. So that was a good, decent day overall. I'm going to give you one very strong play in the NBA today. All right, so the first team I want to look at, the first game, this is something called a back-to-back report. Basically, it just gives me a report on all the games that are on a back-to-back, meaning they played yesterday and they're currently playing today. So in this example here, the game I'm looking at is going to be the Phoenix versus Washington. There's two games I'm looking at, actually. The Phoenix versus Washington. You can see Washington is on a back-to-back. They played yesterday against the Grizzlies. So there's a rest advantage for the Suns. This is important because those are considered tired legs, meaning that you can look on the under and you can also look on fading the team that's on a back-to-back. That doesn't always work out, but it's decent to look at. Another thing here is Golden State versus Brooklyn. You can see Golden State played yesterday against the Raptors, so they traveled from Toronto over to Brooklyn, and Brooklyn is rested. So Brooklyn does have a rest advantage of 1 day. So these are the two games I'm looking at today. And before I continue, let me just give you these points, rebounds, and assists. Every day I look at these points, rebounds, and assists. These are not our final plays. These are just very, very strong streaks of players that have been hitting these lines consistently. So, for example, Anthony Black, we had him 2 days ago. He ended up going over this line. I had him at a 19.5. You can see his line is actually bumped up because he's hitting this so often. I'm sorry, these are not our final plays. These are just strong streaks. So I hope that makes sense. This is for the points, rebounds, and assists. And then this is for the shots on goal for hockey. So take a screenshot of this. Also, make sure you subscribe. That way you can get these alerts whenever we post these players. Okay. So now let me get right into it. So the Suns, I do like the Suns today. And I also like the Warriors game. So like I said, I'm going to be looking at both of those games. I'm going to give you the breakdown. And then I'm also going to give you the play that I'm taking, which is going to be a parlay within those two games. So I'm going to be looking at the under for this game for Golden State. So this is called a reverse line move. So what it is we're looking at Golden State. The projected score is 114. The Nets is 110. So if you do that math, that's 224. If you look here, the opening line was 225. It's currently 221. So the projections is 224. The line opened at 225, and it went all the way down to 221. So that's a 4-point line move. Another dramatic thing that you want to look at is this 90% of the bets, 90% of the money is coming in on the over. So again, that's called a reverse line move. So when there's that much money coming in on the over and then the line is going down, that's reverse line move. Okay, so that's very important. Anyways, I already had looked at this earlier. The Brooklyn Nets, whenever they play at home, they go 9 times out of 10. They've gone on the under. Another thing, a little side note, I'm not taking this spread, but you want to take a look at this. The Nets do cover the spread 7 times out of the last 10, as you can see, even against the Warriors. So not only with the Warriors, but whenever they played anybody, they cover the spread 7 out of 10 times. And when they play the Warriors, they cover the spread 7 times out of 10. Now, also, Warriors, like I said, are on a back-to-back. So the line here, I'm not taking this spread. I'm taking the over-under. And I'm going to tell you exactly what line I'm taking, so don't get confused. But I want to tell you, you also might want to look at the Brooklyn Nets to cover the spread. And they started at a plus 10.5. They're currently at a plus 3.5. And what that means is that it's going in their favor. Plus, Golden State has the money and the bets, yet the line is still shifting in Brooklyn's favor. So again, don't get confused. I'm going to give you the exact line so that you understand exactly what I'm going with. Just a few notes on the Warriors. The Warriors played yesterday, like I mentioned. They traveled. They went from Toronto to Brooklyn. They lost. Steph Curry logged 39 minutes. So they're on a second leg of a back-to-back. Okay, so I am taking the under on this play. I'm going to give you the exact line I'm taking, and I'm going to give you the other game first. Okay. If you haven't done so, go to the link in the description, click on free picks, and make sure you get the free picks. Like I said, we're 10-0 right now, a complete 10-0 on free picks directly. So I've been giving away a lot of winners. Make sure you check that out. Link is in the description. Click on free picks. If you want to check us out, like for the live betting stuff, that's going to be the Discord access. And if you want 2 weeks for free on the Sharp Edge tool, that's the tool that I'm showing you. And I've been showing that's giving this. So you get 2 weeks for free on the Sharp Edge. And if you want all our picks, you can just go right here where it says VIP. So the Suns and the Warriors. Okay. Now the Suns and the Warriors, I'm sorry, and the Wizards. So the Wizards, you can see they're supposed to win this by 8 points. The projected score is 120 to 112. The line is stuck at 10.5. So it is what it is. It doesn't always move. 67% of the bets is coming in on Washington. 56% of the money is coming in on Washington. So the line is stuck at 10.5 because all this money is coming in on Washington. However, Washington played yesterday. That they're on a back-to-back, and the Suns is rested. Okay, so another thing here, maybe this is the reason why, but it does say that the Wizards, when they've played the Suns, they cover the spread 6 times out of the last 10. And this is a weak money line. So they have been losing, but again, they were missing Booker. So I don't want to get too much into the details here, but the Suns should win this game. The reason that these lines are kind of stuck, even though it's a big line at 10.5, like I said, Washington is on a back-to-back, and this number here, this low number here, which is 29%, I've said this before, is that Booker was out most of the season. So a lot of these games, they were missing their star player, and now he's back. Okay, so anyways, I like the Suns in this position, especially with the Wizards being on a back-to-back. The projected score is supposed to win by 8, and the line is still stuck at a 10.5. So I like all those reasons, and let me just give you the play now. So this is what I'm taking. I'm taking the Suns. I'm buying it back to the line of 2.5, and then I'm buying the other one all the way up to 235. So again, the Suns, I'm not taking them to cover the spread. I'm only doing it at a -2.5. So as long as they win by 3, we win the bet. And then I'm taking Golden State and Brooklyn Nets. They're all the way down to 221. I bought it all the way up to 235. If you can't find this line on your book, you might want to go to like 232, 233 on the under. So that's what I'm doing, guys. If you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe. Check out the link in the description. Also, check us out for VIP. And check out the Sharp Edge tool. It's free for 2 weeks. So don't snooze on that. And we're on a 10-0 run. Also, last thing, we crossed 2,600 subscribers. I really appreciate that. Make sure you take an extra second. Make sure that you click on subscribe and also click the notification bell so that you can see whenever we post these posters. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Let's have a great day.